So I channeled on this topic this morning. Unfortunately, it was just an audio recording, so I am going to do my best to relay it to you over video. The topic is living beyond the 3D. Living beyond the 3D can begin to happen when we no longer take direction solely from the ego to live our lives. When we live through the lens of our ego, we live strictly through the ego, we are living only in a way that we are familiar with and that we have past memories and experience with that were in a positive way. So the ego is an important function. I'm not telling you to stop using it. Actually, it's very important. But to not solely take direction from it in regards to your life, because when we do that, we are then no longer open to the possibility of something more, because the ego immediately goes, I don't know what that is, danger box, we're not going there, or I don't know what that is, not real, not even going to go into it. So when we can separate ourselves from living our lives through the ego, we can then be open to living beyond the 3D. So the ego is a primal function. It keeps us alive, it allows us to survive. It's very important, but it does run off of our past experiences as well as our 5 senses. So energy, as you know, can't be picked up on through our 5 senses. And even that, our 5 senses are so limited. Other animals experience more than we do using their 5 senses. So to believe that reality beyond our 5 senses doesn't exist is a delusion. We even have technology to show that these other vibrations exist, like microwaves, radio waves. Just because we can't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. Just because we can't experience them with our 5 senses does not mean they don't exist. So that's the first phase, the first part of living beyond the 3D. It's just acknowledging that there's more to life, there's more to the universe than what we can pick up on, understanding that and being open to learning more, be opening to experience more. So now let's talk about energy. Okay, talked about the ego, we talked about being open. Energy is a big thing. We all experience it, whether we are aware of it or not. So a really good example, that like a phrase that we all know is, we walked into the room and it was so tense we could cut it with a knife. That's experiencing energy. You're not using your 5 senses to acknowledge that the room was tense. You just walked in and felt it. So experiencing the world beyond the 3D is experiencing the world beyond your senses, and it's tapping into your feeling. Your feeling. Because whatever is going on around us, we interpret it through emotion. And it's through emotion that we are able to understand it within our being. Whether it be emotion or sensation, this is how we experience it. So another example is, you might walk into a room and just be overcome with joy and happiness. That's feeling an energy. Or you leave a conversation and the conversation seemed fine, nothing bad was talked about, but somehow you still feel icky or gross. That's you picking up on energy. You're doing it. Regardless if the ego wants you to believe it or not, it's happening. So to live beyond the 3D in a positive way, in a way that's going to better you and allow you to be behind the steering wheel of your life and not just be a passenger, is to be mindful and aware of the energies we expose ourselves to, as well as the energy within our being. So starting with the first part, the energies we expose ourselves to. This is the energetic input. So be mindful of the things you expose yourself to. What TV shows do you watch, or movies do you watch? How do they make you feel? What podcasts do you listen to, or books do you read? How do they make you feel? Who do you surround yourself with? How do you feel when you're around them? What job do you have? How do you feel about your job? How do you feel when you're there? How do you feel after? Recognize what it is that you expose yourself to, because everything has a vibration and it affects you. If it's not aligned with you, it's going to make you feel bad and it's going to lower your vibration. And in turn, you're going to put out a vibration that is not aligned with what it is you want to be living, that's creating more energy and lifestyle that you don't want to be living. So that's an easier fix. We can start shifting the things in our external world to assist us in creating the reality we want to live. So if you don't like who you surround yourself with, start surrounding yourself with people that make you feel good. If the movies you watch make you feel scared or anxious, switch it up. Watch inspiring or funny shows, or stop watching them and start reading more self-development books, or books that are going to make you feel inspired or that you can learn more from. Just be aware of your proximity and what you're exposing yourself to, because that makes a big impact on your vibrational frequency, the energy within your body. So now let's go inward. We don't just have one frequency. We have so much going on and everywhere. You know, we have all these layers for energy body. We have all these different functions within us. We have all these different organs and systems and all this stuff going on. So everything has a frequency. And we can also have contradicting frequencies within us. It's okay, it's normal, and I'll talk about it. But I want you to be aware of what's going on within you and what kind of stuff you're putting out into the world, because this affects how you live beyond the 3D. What kind of words do you use? How do they make you feel? What kind of thoughts just loop through your head that you hear over and over and over? How do they make you feel? What are the common emotions that you experience? Maybe you fall into a loop of feeling depleted, or feeling like a victim, or feeling hopeless. Doesn't feel good, but that is existing within you. You're feeling that. What kind of beliefs do you have? How do they make you feel? All of this stuff going on creates a frequency within us and can cause misalignment, even on the most dense layer, our physical body. And if something is vibrating long enough at a misaligned energy within us, it can cause disease, it can cause disorders, it can cause misfunction within our physical body. They're starting to finally be able to prove this. It also, the things that exist within us, these exist within our DNA. And so we are turning on parts of our DNA that resonate of the frequency of the energy that we are experiencing within our body. So let me say that again. What we are experiencing within our body can turn on parts of our DNA to not serve us, and or to serve us. So what we are feeling within us affects us on a molecular level down to our DNA. And there's new studies showing that too. This is beautiful. They're finding that everything is connected and all breaks down to the most simple form of energy. So being aware of what's going on within us can seriously affect our lives for the positive. And yeah, for the positive, because you can start removing the things that are not serving you and start implementing things that are. Start implementing new energy ascenders that are going to support you in your journey, not disempower you. Also, what it is that we're experiencing within us, within our body, we are putting out that frequency into the world, into the universe around us, right? Into the space around us. And when we put out the energy, so we know law of attraction, that's coming right back to us. So if we're consistently putting out the frequency of disempowerment, we're going to continue to attract situations of disempowerment. Crazy. It's true. Because we are constantly manifesting and creating our reality through our energetic output. So being aware of what's going on within us and making those shifts as necessary to help us manifest and create the reality we want to live. Now, I mentioned before that we can have contradicting thoughts and contradicting energy within us, right? Maybe you have this underlying disempowering energy that comes from a part of your DNA that was passed down to you, and it's caused this ripple effect throughout your whole being. And maybe you say these affirmations and you are currently actively working on your personal power. Actively working on shifting your energy and feeling that power within you. Now, there's a scale. How much are you feeling that? How much are you feeling this? How much are you feeding into this energy, this disempowerment, versus feeding into this empowerment? It's all about, the goal is to tip the scales in a way that you are experiencing and you're putting out and feeling more of this side than this side. Because even if it's just a little bit more, you're putting out more frequency of empowerment. This is just the example of this frequency than this one. Thus attracting in more of this than this. So you're not doomed if you are experiencing a frequency for a long time. There is hope. Just doing little things every day can start shifting that frequency towards the alignment, towards the belief, the feeling that it is that you want to be living in. Every day. Little things. That's how you continue to grow and strengthen that frequency within your body. And soon, the scale will be totally, overpowered by what it is that you want to live, and you'll be fully putting out that energy, and in return, you'll be receiving, attracting in the energy that you desire to live in, and attracting in the life that you desire to live. So this is living beyond the 3D. Do you have any questions? Comment below. Any thoughts or comments on this? Please share it with me. And if somebody that you know needs to hear this, please share it with them, because we need everyone to wake up. Because when they're aware of their energy, it's more aware of the energy they're putting out into the world. And in turn, we are raising the vibration of the planet. So share this info. Thank you.